Hey everybody, it is Adam and this is Travis. Welcome to episode 0 of the Sitescope podcast, a new podcast about RPGs. Travis, how you doing today?
I'm doing very well today. Had a pretty solid Father's Day.
That's
Um,
that's always good. I
it
have 0
is.
children, so way to rub that in.
I have three, so feel free to borrow one once in a while. Sure, they'd
You
like
have
to get out of
girls,
the
so
house.
absolutely not. That's a hard pass.
Yes. Yikes.
I'm afraid, as you know, me and my wife are trying for a child. I'm afraid if I have a baby that is of the female variety, I will be that father that's just overbearing and overprotective. And I don't want to be that dad.
You get used to it. I mean, you get used to having daughters and not being overprotective.
Luckily, in my family, it's been boys for like the past like several decades. So either I'm gonna have a boy or I'm gonna be that one exception to my family, and I'll be miserable the whole time.
You'll be all right. I have
I know,
faith.
I know. So what have you been playing lately?
uh, I've been playing Final Fantasy X. I was
I know you love Blitzball.
Blitzball. Blitzball ate my balls. It's it's definitely not my favorite game. It's not my favorite mini game, but I have powered through it, and I have kind of found a little bit of success.
Okay, good.
I still don't like it though.
My big complaint with Blitzball and that is there's like the best player you could recruit, and you can miss him early on in the game. His name's like Brother or something.
Yeah.
I forget what it is, and you can just miss him.
Yep.
I know a lot of people really love Blitzball. There's like a really big cult following. Like people wanted a standalone Blitzball game, which would be cool. But the mini game as it is not. It's not that good.
It's too much. There's too much up to randomness and just luck.
Yeah. Oh,
So
absolutely, absolutely. It's just very. It's rock paper scissors.
yeah, and
Um,
I'm terrible at rock paper scissors. I always
oh,
lose.
I mean, you got a 33 1/3% chance of winning and or losing.
That only adds up to 66.6%.
There's 3 options.
What?
Just let it go. Just let it
Play
go.
play Blitzball, don't play Blitzball, and shut the damn game off. Those are your
What?
three options.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
So yeah, so how about yourself? What have you been up to?
I know Life Tears of the Kingdom for the first 2 weeks. I put like 110 hours in it in like 10 days. All I fucking played. I work from home, and I played a lot during work. I haven't finished it yet. I'm pretty close. I could probably beat it in a day. But Diablo 4 came out, as you can see on the TV behind me. And then I've been no lifing that since that came out. And now I'm gonna no life that for this week. And then Friday, Final Fantasy 16 comes out, which I'm very excited for. And then I'll probably no life that for a while.
Fair enough. Those are all very common no life situations.
See, I have a problem where I gravitate towards a game for an extended amount of time, and I have games that I play nonstop, like Smash Brothers. I have like 1,800 hours in Smash Brothers now, and Spelunky 2. Spelunky 2 is like my crack.
I get it. I
Um,
get it.
but I could play a game of Spelunky and die in 10 minutes and be like, okay, I'm done. But Smash Brothers, I'll play Smash Brothers all day and not even think about it.
I've done that way too many times, and I would like to admit with Path of Exile
That
and
was
with
I couldn't get into that game. It's
dude with
I
with two coming out. I'm gonna just like sit here till I crap myself. I can't wait. It looks so good.
my big thing with Path of Exile is I didn't play it early on, and I feel like it's too much for me to get into now. It seems
I get it.
very overwhelming with like the skill tree or whatever it is.
The skill tree is not even like the. I don't even think the skill tree is the worst of it. It's just there's so many different kind of like end game things to do
Yeah,
that like you get. I personally just get like what's that word? Like
overwhelmed.
yeah, there's like choice paralysis.
There you go.
Like there's you have you know 5 or 6 different kind of like uh expansions or leagues that you can focus on to do your do stuff in the end game, and then I just do none of them. I just like Walker. I just do maps and suck at them and keep doing maps until I get angry enough to close the game.
Yeah, that
But
makes sense.
but yeah,
So the big change with Diablo 4 is Diablo 3 maps were kind of procedurally generated,
Mhm.
and then you had your rifts. None of that's it's all static now. The map is not procedurally generated. It's a static map. Dungeons kind of are, and there's I have a character that's 55. I have a 51, and I'm kind of messing around with a druid on a 50 or a 22 or something. But it's a grind. It's a lot. It's a lot of grinding. Like McDee's, good friend of me at mine, he spent all day today playing the game, and I think he's gotten like one level, and he just hit 70, and he's like halfway to 71. I'm not getting too deep into leveling because there's going to be seasons coming out, I think next month,
nice.
and I
Nice.
don't want to have to go and do everything over again for seasonal characters.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm no stranger to grind. I have on multiple occasions I have gotten every Final Fantasy VI character, every spell.
That's a
So
lot. That's a lot. Yeah.
yeah, I am no stranger. But so that's awesome. But want to ask if you want to kind of let's talk about what this cast is going to be.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Travis. So we're gonna play some video games, and you're gonna listen to us talk about said video games. That's about it.
Yeah. So if you know Adam and I, you probably are aware that we used to do a podcast together called the RPG Kingdom, and the RPG Kingdom was a very let's just say disjointed.
It was all over the place.
It really was. We had like 7 different segments, and none of them had any true focus to them. So what we're going to be doing for SiteScope is we are going to try to take a single game. We will be focusing on a single game, play it in more of a book club type manner, where we will take a chunk of the game, play that chunk, and then we will discuss that chunk in a hopefully more analytical way than what we used to do.
Yeah, it's gonna be more structured, more a lot of rules, regulations, fines if you break the rules.
Yes, we will have a penalty box.
Yeah.
5 minutes for boarding for sure. That's definitely a major.
I don't know what that is. I don't watch hockey.
It's all right.
Icing. I don't know what that is.
That's when you have you're on this side and you pass the blue line on the other side.
It's a delicious treat you put on cakes.
Yes.
Speaking with, my wife made me a cheesecake today for my birthday.
Love me some cheesecake.
I know, and it's not ready yet, like because you got to let it sit for 8 hours. Then it's a long process. Like I didn't realize making a cheesecake was that long, but it is in the fridge now, and my birthday is tomorrow.
All right, dude, I'll be there.
And it's got Oreos in it.
Oh,
yeah.
That sounds delicioso.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna try to wait for her to get home to eat some of it. I cannot guarantee that I won't. But icing's delicious, man.
It really is. It is tasty. Well, some of it. I cannot stand like that, like the grocery store bakery, like 1,000 times sweeter than sugar buttercream that they have. That just does not work for me.
I like a good whipped frosting, to be honest.
Cream cheese frosting is my jam. I love that stuff.
That too, yeah.
Like like Frank's Red Hot. I put that shit on everything, and by everything I mean cake.
I mean, you put Frank's Red Hot on cake?
No, I put the cream cheese icing on everything. Like, can you not? Can you, dude, that's gonna get us a mature rating right here.
she's on my not this one, but she's on my mic too.
There's no way that did not come from Gamer Subs.
It did, yeah. It's my waifu cup. I have 2 waifu cups.
But,
so yeah, that's what the podcast is going to be about.
It's gonna be cool.
I'm
Also,
excited.
I wear this shirt periodically, just so you
I
know.
see that.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a tank top and a hoodie because I don't want my arms to be distracting the ladies, all the ladies that are going to watch this
It's
podcast.
gonna be distracting me too. So
Probably with my bulging rippliness.
just like mine. Look at this. Look at this. There's nothing here.
You
150 pounds of muscle and steel, baby.
Dad, you got a big forearm. What are you doing with that hand?
I don't. It's. I think it's just a camera trick.
Okay.
um. So all right. So next up, just to continue on with episode 0 here, Adam, why don't you give the people what they want, and why don't you just talk about how you got into RPGs, some of your favorites, and kind of what you're looking forward to besides Final Fantasy 16.
Well, I got into RPGs because when I was younger, I had to buy my own games, so I had to earn money to buy my own games, and RPGs there was the bang for the buck, you know. Um, I could buy a game like Street Fighter and play Street Fighter 2 for. You could play a lot of replay value, but I'm not an only child, but my brother really didn't play video games, so RPGs were where it was at. Like Final Fantasy 6. My first RPG was Mystic Quest, which it's not a great game, but that was my first traditional RPG. And then on the PlayStation 1, that's when I really got into it. PlayStation 1 with, of course, Final Fantasy 7. Like I played Final Fantasy 6. I played Super Mario RPG. I played a lot on the Super Nintendo, which has a lot of good RPGs. But the PlayStation 1 had this huge library of RPGs. Suikoden 1 and 2. I used to rent those regularly from West Main Video in Plymouth, Pennsylvania. Which ironically that place burnt to the ground because he was making fireworks in the back room. And just crazy fucking RPGs on the PlayStation 1. Which one of my favorite, probably my favorite RPG of all time is going to be our first game, and we're going to talk about that soon. But yeah, that's really about it. Like it was the bang for the buck. I'd play through shitty RPGs just because I needed something to play, like Beyond the Beyond.
I was just thinking that.
Like I remember because I used to have to trade my games in, and me and Travis were collectors. I have collection here. The shelf behind me you can't really see. There's about 250 Nintendo Switch games on it. But I used to have to trade games in, so I traded games in, and I'm like, oh, what's an RPG? And Beyond the Beyond just came out, and I picked it up. I got home, I started playing it, and I'm like, this fucking sucks, but I beat it.
I'm surprised you're like, I'm never buying an RPG again. This was a terrible experience. I'm done.
To be honest with you, like RPGs are like I can play a bad RPG and still want to play an RPGs.
Yeah.
But like there's a lot of stinkers, but there's more good RPGs than not. It's hard to make a bad RPG, and they succeeded with Beyond the Beyond. 100%.
Yeah, there's of course some definite other ones out there that were supposed to be like AAA type, like Ephemeral Fantasia and Unlimited Saga for the PS2. Not great.
I'm gonna get a lot of slack for this.
Slack or flack?
Both.
Okay. I'll cut you some slack.
In all honesty, I don't think Vagrant Story is that great of a game.
I never got into it. I never owned it. I rented it once, and I'm like,
sorry.
I don't know. I don't like. It's like everything was just so freaking brown that I couldn't.
Yeah,
I didn't want to look at it.
Aesthetically, it's not very pleasing, and it's just like a mediocre game. And I know that it has like this cult following, but I'm sorry, but it's not that good of a game.
Maybe we should play that during one of these points. We should play it.
I have it loaded up on my my PlayStation Mini, so I'll be down.
Cool.
Maybe it's aged like fine wine and not like milk.
Love some aged milk.
Yeah, it's chewy.
It's nice and chunky.
Ugh,
like a good salsa.
That just reminds me of oh god. That reminds me of Married with Children when Al used to drink the milk out of the carton and he'd just start chewing. Oh god.
Oh gosh.
I don't even drink regular milk anymore. I never thought I'd say this, but all I drink is almond milk.
I have actually started drinking oat milk, and it's pretty tasty.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah. I don't know. It's just it's. I don't know. Milk doesn't agree with me. I like milk though.
Fair enough.
But what about you, Travis? What about your background in RPGs and
Um,
whatnot?
well, I didn't really get heavy into RPGs until I had my Genesis. My first RPG was the original Final Fantasy. So I did play Final Fantasy and Dragon Warrior on the original, NES way back. I think I was like maybe 5 or 6, so like 87, 88, somewhere around there.
Mhm.
I think, was it 87 that Final Fantasy came out, or was it 89?
I want to say it was 87, but I
Okay.
could be wrong.
But yeah, like, so I did play, I did get a chance to play those back then. I got a chance to play. So once I got my Genesis, there was the one Dungeons and Dragons game on there. Hillsfar, I think it was. Was
Yeah,
it? Oh
yeah.
no, Warriors of the Eternal Sun. I played that one a little bit on there. Not good. Uh, I played well, I didn't like it, and then I think I also played Ultima Exodus on the NES as well, which is great because I had no idea what I was supposed to do. So every time I would boot it up, I would just try to attack the king and die.
I
I
mean,
did not play very well.
that's what you're supposed to do.
It's like I win. Yes. Um, when I really started to get into it, though, was like I said on Genesis. A buddy of mine had his brother was playing Shining Force
There you go.
at their
I
house.
know you like those
Yep.
ones.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, what is this? I've never seen anything like this before, because it's a very different take on RPGs from what I was used to from before that. So I kind of fell in love with that game at that point. I owned Shining Force and Shining Force 2 way back when I was a kid. Shining Force 2 remains one of my all-time favorite games. Um, and Then, like, when I got like, so I was kind of still like more of a cursory player. I wasn't really deep into them. Even when I had an SNES, I had Mystic Quest. I played the crap out of that. I had Final Fantasy 4. Well, 2/4, because we had it
Yeah.
as 2 back then, and we didn't know any better.
Yeah,
And
I still hate that's how that played out. I really
yeah,
do.
yeah. And then I had also Super Mario RPG back then as well, which was, also one of the top dogs in my opinion, from at least from that fourth generation.
Oh yeah.
And then Final Fantasy, or I'm sorry, Final Fantasy, PlayStation 1 once again. And that's kind of where I was like, all right, this is my genre. And I had decided that basically after I played this one, Suikoden, the first Suikoden was to me was incredible. Um,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everything about it was just, I fell in love with it, and that's why till this day it remains my all-time number one favorite game of all time. A lot of people question, why is it not two? Well, because I played one first, and one is the one that I fell in love with, and I just have more feelings for it.
I like one more myself, and it's probably nostalgia goggles because it was the first one I played. And like I said, I used to rent them all the time. And when they re-released one on the PlayStation Network for the PS3, I 100%ed that game within like 2 days. It's all
Nice.
I did nothing but play that game over a weekend, and
It's,
my girlfriend
it's
at the time was so mad at me. I'm like, I don't give a shit what you want to do. I'm playing this game.
and it's not long. I mean, the game can be finished in like, I think it's like 20 hours on a casual playthrough. So even if you're going for, 108 characters,
Yeah,
it's not hard. I mean, there's kind of everybody is on the path. I think the toughest part is if you want to collect like all the windows and sounds and stuff like that. There's a couple of things you have to grind out to get them, but
yeah. Those are a pain. But yeah, no, I Suikoden One is top five games and favorite games for me of all time.
yeah.
Uh, I can't wait for the remakes, the
Yeah.
remasters.
Like when they come
There's
out, and then Aiden Chronicles is gonna be, can't wait for that too.
the what's the Aiden Chronicles Rising, that game, very mediocre game.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know it's like an afterthought that's part of the Kickstarter. The graphically it looks good. Like I like
Mhm.
the sprite work and everything, but it left a sour taste in my mouth, and I'm glad I didn't have to pay for it because it was on Game Pass.
But 100 Heroes looks ridiculous.
Yeah, I have high hopes for that. That's what, next year, right?
I think so.
I hate that.
It should
I
be
hate,
now. It should have been yesterday. Like it should always have been yesterday.
and then Suikoden 1 and 2 remastered.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're gonna have widescreen support on it. To be honest, I'm assuming they're gonna.
I couldn't care less.
I don't either.
I'm psyched.
It's supposed to be sometime like what, quarter 3?
Yeah, I think that was what I saw.
Which we're coming up to quarter 3 next month.
It's almost there.
So, let's fucking
Soon.
go, Konami.
Let's go.
Give me the build now, and I'll buy 2 copies when it comes out.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to add to that discussion of your back end? That dump
No,
truck?
I don't think so. I mean, like you mentioned that, we're both collectors. As you see, like behind me, I've got a ton of PS2 games hanging out there. I am up to 74 out of 140, 150-ish PS2 RPGs. So I'm like halfway there, which is cool. And then I have a bunch for other consoles as well.
What are the heavy hitters you're missing?
Oh god, Xenosaga 3. That's like a $200 game. Dang, I can't even remember what ones that like I have. I mean, I'm gonna actually just pull up, just real quick. Let's pull up price charting and just pull up. I'll get you the top 3 RPGs that I am missing for PS2. As far as
I'll list out on price charting.
well, it's just I've been on. I do this so much that it's pretty quick for me to. So like Xenosaga, Wild Arms, Alter Code F, which is expensive as ass, and Steambot Chronicles. I do have
Steambot's really expensive, isn't it?
Steambot is about 150, and actually Alter F is also about 150, but Xenosaga 3 is about 250.
Yeah, and you have all the dot hack games, which
yes,
what 4 is the big one on that, right?
Almost 300 for that one.
Oh,
which I do have, but thankfully I do have that one. I've got Suikoden 5, which is up over 100 at this point. I've got both SMT Devil Summoners. I think if I get the actual like the art collection version of Monokamiya 2, that one's also up over 100. So
I hate where collecting has come over the last couple of years.
Yep. And I'm still the freaking moron who's paying out the butt for all of these. But whatever, it is what it is.
It's a hobby. I mean,
it is. I don't have anything else to do, so
exactly.
Like, as far as like collecting and actually having a hobby, this is it. So
yeah, we're 2 guys in our late 30s, early 40s. Old man over here.
So I used to go by Old Man RPG.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, I turned 39 in 1 minute. But yeah. So let's talk about our first game, Travis.
All right. Now, the first thing we have to discuss, though, is the fact that we pronounce this differently. Because you pronounce it as Lunar. I pronounce it as Lunar.
It's Lunar.
I say Lunar.
It's Lunar, the Silver Star Story.
I say Lunar, the Silver Star Story.
Whatever.
Happy birthday, Adam!
Woo!
Congratulations, you made it.
Yay.
39 freaking years old. You're still young compared to me.
You're 40.
I'm 41. Get out of here.
House. So Lunar, the Silver Star Story, complete. Originally released on the Sega CD.
Yeah.
But it didn't sell well on the Sega CD. And it
really?
I don't think so, no.
Oh. Like what, like 7 or 8 units?
Maybe triple digits, maybe 107.
And I have one of them over there.
I do too, yeah. Has a sequel, Eternal Blue, which also didn't sell that well, but let me rephrase that. It didn't sell well outside of Japan. But my favorite RPG of all time Maybe because I'm also a weeb and I like anime because it has really good anime cutscenes with really
It,
good voice
the
acting.
cutscenes are gorgeous. The music is gorgeous. The voice acting is gorgeous.
It's just like it's well ahead of its time for it being a PlayStation 1 remake
Mhm.
of a Sega CD game. Like I can't wait to play it again. So
Yeah.
good.
And I have not played it very far. We did cover it very briefly for the for the RPG Kingdom. We did not get very far in that particular playthrough, but with this one, we will be. Sorry, I catch myself lisping still once in a while because of my braces, but
It happens.
um, yeah, wait till you hear the video. But yeah, we will be playing through the entire thing this time around. We will be taking it in reasonable chunks. Adam will be kind of guiding us through this one in terms of where we'll be playing too, just because he's got a ton more experience with it than I do. I think I made it up to the City of Magic. I forget what it's actually called. Um, but there's a
Uh
lot more in that game than what I made it to.
it's a good game. I can't wait to play it.
Yeah.
Um the little cat dragon Null, she kind of annoys the shit out of you. But
Well, she can't be any worse than Tama from frickin'
that's true,
World of
yeah.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, which World of Final Fantasy is
Awful.
highly underrated. That game's actually really good.
It is.
But it just has bad characters. That's about it.
I found that if you do change the voice to Japanese, it is a million times better.
I find that a lot with a lot of newer RPGs. I really do. Um, Same thing with like Skyward Sword for Zelda. If you like Fee sucks. Fee is fucking horrible. But if you change it to Japanese, it's not that bad.
Okay.
But yeah,
So where do you think we'll be playing to then for the first episode?
probably to make. I was originally thinking maybe like the right after the woods, but
Okay.
that's pretty short. That's like maybe 2 hours a game, so I don't think we'll have a lot to talk about. I'm thinking the pirate ship,
Okay.
which is about halfway, maybe three-quarters of the way to the Magic City of. The fuck is the name of the Magic City?
Scranton.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the Electric City, which I live right outside of. Yeah, but
Well, I
yeah,
live right outside of Steel City, Bethlehem. So
there we go.
Vane.
That's what I thought. I thought it was with a V, but I didn't want to like be like, oh, it's something stupid. I haven't played Luna in a couple of years, so I'm really excited to play it again. Uh, but yeah, that's about it.
Okay. So we won't be recording our next episode until kind of or well won't be posting the next episode until probably about the middle or so of July. We wanted to make sure we got out this kind of intro episode so you guys can get to know us and know what to expect. But I'm going away for a little while in about a week and a half, and then I'm coming back and getting surgery. Can't freaking wait for that.
He's getting his penisectomy.
Close enough. I have a groinal hernia. Inguinal is what
Bleh.
they call it.
But
I just gotta pop some stuff back in there and keep it shut. It's not.
but
It's not a
we're gonna
biggie.
post other kind of content as well, just not a podcast, Travis.
What? Oh, are you serious?
Yeah,
Cool. Do tell.
I'm gonna post pictures of my butthole all over the internet. But you gotta pay.
Adam's new name is Gutsy.
But no, Travis, you're working on a series yourself.
I am. If anybody remembers when I called myself Terror Squirrel and or Old Man RPG, I did a YouTube series called Who the Heck Is. And Who the Heck Is started off as a very kind of like a shallow overview, very slight analysis of characters from from some popular and fun RPGs. I didn't really get too deep into it. My few characters that I did were Tyr McDole, Rumzabaelv, if that's how you pronounce that stupid name, and crud, who did I even what was Bowie, Chester, and Sarah from Shining Force 2.
Yeah.
And then but I kind of stopped there just because it was a ton of work and just kind of got into a lot of stuff in life. But I am bringing that series back for our SiteScope channel. And the first video that's going to be out there will be who the heck are Jaha, Kaizen, and Slade. And I'm not sure, but I think I've been mispronouncing Kaizen wrong my entire life. I think it's actually supposed to be Kazin.
I think so. Yeah.
But you know what? I've been calling it Kaizen since I was in elementary school. So guess what? That's just how it's going to stay for the time being.
That's okay. That's okay. That's
Um,
okay.
and then I'm also gonna remaster the audio for what's it called for the other 3 videos because I know the audio was not great. And now like I've kind of fine tuned that over the years, so I'm going to try to remaster those and then I'll remove them from my Terra Scroll Old Man RPG channel, and then I'll bring them over to SiteScope. And then in addition, I might also try to revive my compendium stuff. The compendium is a series that I was trying to start, which is spells and abilities from like basically like take an entire game and show off all the spells and abilities from the from that game, and kind of just in one nice little descriptive video.
There we go.
Yeah. What about you? Are you doing anything?
He's doing all the content.
All of it. Yes.
I'm just the face of the podcast. No, I've dabbled with this series because I like to buy a lot of video games and not play them. Now here's a fun fact. I am in a group on Facebook, and I almost got kicked out of the group because I'm just a snarky person. And I have I probably have more Nintendo Switch games that are still in the shrink wrap than people have, really. And I thought about the idea of a series called Breaking the Backlog, where I'm going to play a lot of the games that I have purchased but have not started yet. And I'm just going to make that RPG focused. Now Travis has picked one already, Eternal Sonata. Sadly, it's not backwards compatible, so I have to dig out my Xbox 360.
Isn't it like right there?
I gotta dig out the wires. It's right here.
Okay.
I gotta dig out all the wires though. And a controller. I gotta find a controller.
I have one.
I think I have like a knockoff third-party wired one.
GameStop brand. That's what I got, baby.
No, this was like fresh off the boat from China, from Amazon. I got 2 of them for like $14.
Yes. Good stuff.
I got them when I found my Xbox 360 to play Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, because I had it downloaded on my console, and I'm like, I don't have a controller. Fuck. So I had to go buy an extra controller, and it was 2 for $14, and they're one's still in the box. But I just gotta find the wires for my Xbox 360. They're somewhere in my closet over there where I have just boxes of cables for systems and shit. I am missing a specific GameCube and Dreamcast controller though.
I gotta go. I gotta log off.
Sure. But
soon for sure.
I'm thinking maybe I'll also start because I've always been told that I would really enjoy the Yakuza games, and I've never played them. So yeah,
they're fun.
And then also we've discussed maybe doing like a preview, like Final Fantasy 16. We play a little bit and talk over playing it, kind of like a let's play, but just as like a initial impressions type thing.
And you've thrown some other ideas around, but probably nothing that we're really willing to commit to at the moment.
We'll see. But that's it for. I think that's it for episode 0. Do you have anything else to add, Travis?
Oh, I got a tummy ache.
You got the whims.
I got the ibs.
But yeah, follow us on the social media: Twitter, Instagram,
TikTok,
Huh?
Torque. We have a Torque. We have a Torque.
What the fuck is that?
TikTok.
Oh, the clock app. Yeah, we have the clock app.
We have a music.ly.
Oh yeah. We have Live Journal, MySpace.
Yes, I got a Zoom journal, XOOM. We also got
We're just
we
showing
got
our
to do we
age
have
now.
a. I don't know, man. I got just if you want to chat, just hit us up on AIM.
Yeah. Uh, that's about it.
We have our own Yahoo chat room.
I still remember, speaking of Yahoo chat rooms, I used to, like, I didn't realize the reference, but I didn't see, like, Hidden Leaf Village, not realizing it was a bunch of weebs that watched Naruto. I'm like, yeah, you guys, your Hidden Leaf Village ain't hidden. I found it. And they just boot me.
So I do want to show before we head off. Adam and I were talking about this before. I did pick this up a couple months ago from Ship to Shore Funko. So this is something pretty awesome. This is a Suikoden. My camera's backwards, but so this is a double album set of the entire soundtrack from Suikoden 1. I also have Suikoden 2, but I'll show that off another time. And just look how fucking gorgeous this vinyl is. Like, look how stunning this blue is with that smoke on there. Isn't that awesome, dude? Thank you. But I wanted to show that because Adam was asking about it before, and it's definitely one of the prides of my vinyl collection, which is very small right now. But are you all right?
Yeah,
Did you die?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
maybe.
I thought you died.
No, I did yard work today, and my allergies have been going off and on.
I get that. Been there a million times.
Yeah.
But
But yeah.
Get back later.
Yeah, I think that's it for episode 0. If you're watching this on the YouTube, do all that fun stuff. Subscribe, hit the like button. It helps other people find it easier.
Yep.
You could listen to us on we're gonna be on Spotify, iTunes.
Yeah, once we get everything set up art wise, and because we need the art before Apple will let us actually submit to their stuff. But you'll be able to find us there. You'll be able to find us on Google, and then pretty much whatever your favorite podcast.
Spotify.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be hosting on Podbean, right?
Podbean. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. Deuces.